Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about how you can invest in Starlink before it IPOs. So Starlink is a very exciting company. Of course it is an extension of SpaceX. Elon Musk has got his hands all over this one. It is a fantastic company and it is scheduled to IPO sometime in 2022, and through this way and means you'll be able to invest in it before it IPOs and potentially bag yourself a really good return. As with all cases, your capital will be at risk doing so with all cases of investing, but this is a conduit for you to get involved and get hold of some shares in Starlink before it even is available on the stock market for other people. Starlink stock is obviously a superb version of the internet and by extent SpaceX company. SpaceX is likely to remain private. Elon Musk has said that himself, but he has hinted at IPOing Starlink in 2022, and this is your opportunity to do so. Obviously, taking a quick look at what Starlink actually offers, it is practically internet anywhere in the world once the satellites come online. All you need is the dish and the app, and you should be able to connect with high speed, low latency internet no matter where you are in the world, even when you're at sea, once the full mesh of satellites is up and running, which is absolutely fantastic, and it's going to be a real competitor for global internet companies to deal with over the coming years, because this will get out right into the countryside, right into the most rural communities, that will give them extremely high speed internet. And it's a fantastic company, and I can see why Elon Musk is going to use this to fund getting to Mars. So Starlink itself is obviously engineered by SpaceX. That already helps it. They've got some exceptional engineers there, and is said to be the world's most advanced broadband system. SpaceX itself is launching Starlink satellites all the time. It's getting to the point now where it's almost at least once a month where they're launching at least 50 satellites at a time, and they're building out that network. However, at the moment that is still a negative cash flow. It's still costing the company an awful lot more to do this than they are actually earning, and this is where it comes, the Starlink IPO comes from. Elon Musk has actually said that he will IPO it as soon as the cash flow becomes predictable and stable. That doesn't necessarily mean that it has to be positive, but it just means to say that the business has to be built out a little bit more to make sure that that happens. But at the rate that they are launching these satellites now into orbit, that is definitely coming down the pipeline, and most experts expect that there is an IPO coming down the line in 2022. As you can see on this website, light reading, it is all to play for in this company. If you have a look at the space launch calendar, you can see that there's all sorts of Falcon 9 rockets launching batches of Starlink satellites pretty much all the time. 3rd of March there, the 25th of February there, and then so on and so forth. You only have to do a little bit of digging on the space launch forums to find out just how often these are launched. And that leads me on nicely to what I've actually want to talk to you about today. You can participate in Starlink's IPO before the shares even go on the market. You can invest a little bit like an institution and get the shares before they're available to anybody else. And with that in mind, the share price of this company will go absolutely ballistic because it is linked to Tesla, because it is linked to Elon Musk. There is a high chance that obviously your capital is at risk, but there's a high chance that you can make a significant return on the IPO of Starlink just because of the human nature behaviour behind it and the likes of how famously Tesla has done it in the past. So by signing yourself up on Freedom 24, you can buy Freedom Finance, you can get on and you will be able to do this by simply giving a username and password. You will get indicated immediately about when that's happening. There's a couple of current IPOs going on at the moment with Dynasty and Basis, but you will get, and Home Smart and Churro, but you will get notified of when these key IPOs start to happen. Obviously Starlink, there is Reddit, there is TikTok. You will get notified and you will be given the opportunity to be able to buy into the company before it hits the stock market. You are subject to a lock-up period, so you do have to hold on to your shares for a certain amount of time. As you can see here, the examples here, you got the IPO date there and then the end of the lock-up period there, so you do have to hold for a certain amount of time. You can't just sell on that first bounce when the share price potentially goes up on that first day. But but most of the time, as you can see here by looking back at the past, obviously past is no indication of future performance, but you can see that some of these companies have done extremely well, and not many of them are as well known as, of course, Starlink is, which is absolutely fantastic. If you have a little tap onto the website's actual link to Starlink, it tells you that there you can sign up to receive updates in the company, and then it gives you a little bit of an update of how the company has been doing so far as well, and when the IPO date is expected. At the moment it just says 2022, but this could certainly narrow down very, very quickly indeed. If you use my link in the description below, you'll be able to sign up for Freedom 24, and you will be able to invest in Starlink before it IPOs, and that is probably one of the best low-cost ways of doing so. Of course, as with all investing, your capital is at risk. I have to state that for legal purposes essentially, but the opportunity is also there to make a significant amount of money as well. The Starlink IPO is likely to be one of the blockbuster IPOs of the year. As soon as it is confirmed to happen, there is going to be an awful lot of hype and interest around this stock. You can take all of that out the way and get in at the bottom floor prices, essentially the prices that institutions will pay, and so on and so forth. You are subject to the lockup period, as already mentioned, but usually, as seen in the previous information, often at the end of the lockup period you are a significant you do earn a significant return on your investment, but not always. But that is, of course, exactly what investing is. But Starlink is one of the most famous companies out there, owned by one of the most famous people in the world right now, so it's very difficult to see how it can't be a successful IPO for the company, and then by extent yourself personally as well. So thank you very much for watching today, guys. Do please have a look at the link in the description below, because that is where you'll be able to sign up for this Starlink IPO, and you'll be able to sign up, get your shares at dirt cheap prices, and then hopefully make a significant return on your investment going forward. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully I'll catch you in another episode. See you later.